There we go. What's going on, Turner Fishing? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna try to explain how to repeat the cast. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna show you how I figure out how to catch a fish, and then I'm gonna stay in that same strike zone. Yes, we're using Livescope to figure out the depth of the fish and to make sure there's fish there. But this technique can easily be reproduced with just regular 2D sonar on your trolling motor, or just fishing in general, as long as you get a bite. So once you get a bite, I'm going to show you how to lock it down, put more fish in the boat. We've been here for 30 minutes. So y'all check that out on the video coming right now. Oh, and if you're not subscribed right there, like, are you even crappie fishing? So in past videos, I've had my 13-foot pole. I ain't been able to really effectively fish these bridges like I want to. So today, guys, we whipped out the 8-foot fly rod, 2-piece fly rod. I got a B&M reel on it. So we're just gonna, until the sun gets up. Right now the water temp's 56 degrees. So I'm gonna pull a few off this bridge. I mean, we can't go far without using a motor. But I plan on fishing some shallow docks and some shallow laydowns today, see if we can find some early spawners. But we're gonna dip this fly rod around this bridge, see if we can't put a few in the boat. I mean, as y'all can see on the graph right here, there's probably about 40 fish right here. Whether or not they want to bite is another story, but we shall see. But I'm trying to be as quiet as I can. I'm not using the trolling motor pretty much at all. So I can pretty much effectively sit on top of these fish until I figure out, you know, do they want it bounced really hard? Do they want it pulled up? Or do they just want it sitting there? So I mean, as long as you know the fish are there, and that's the best thing about Livescope is you're not fishing blind. You're not out here casting on all this stuff and you just never gonna get a bite because there's not a fish there. At least I know there's something here, and now I can try to figure out how to catch it, and if I don't, I just move on to the next spot. I put 2 fish in the boat off camera. There ain't really big ones. One's like a 9-inch, one's probably 11. You know, I mean, they're just not reacting to the bait like I would like them to. So that's when I dig in my tackle box. I made this color last night. It's kind of like a brownish, minnowish looking thing. Right here, it's kind of like a ghost, little ghost color, I guess. Oh no, I ain't perfected it yet. I had it looking real good, and I wanted to add more stuff to it and kind of mess it up a little bit. But I just want to throw a darker color in there. So we're using a custom painted chrome 116 right now, no eyeballs or nothing. So we're gonna try this little brown jig out, just to see if they will react. Like if I put my jig in their face and they're just sitting there, I mean, they're not really doing anything for the color or the presentation. So I want to try a brown one to see if a darker color will make them move a little bit. I mean, if they're not interested in it, then I'm doing something wrong. So we'll put that in there, and if they don't move, then we know we'll change colors. We'll go to a different profile, just anything and everything to see if we can get one of them to react. That's the name of the game if they're not fired up. It's just trying to get them to react to something. Even if they run away, I mean, that's still a clue that they seen your bait. There we go. Nice one. On that brown jig. But he bit it when I was coming off of there. That's a little hee-haw right there. Right at the top of the mouth. Oh. That's a nice fish right there, guys. Not as fat as the one we were catching last week. I mean, the water temp's been getting up to 60, but I believe this is just a fish that's moving up right now. But he bit it when it was coming this way. So that might key me in on something. That's the biggest of the day so far, though. Because I pushed the boat back so I could fish out here. And, you know, I kept it in the strike zone while the boat was coming back. And he knocked it, so. Get up in here. I'll say I caught it on that chrome jig head, loop knot, with that brown color. Was it, you know, split shot, so I can find it on Livescope. Split shot has nothing to do with anything except me finding it with Livescope. I mean, it makes it go down faster, obviously, but so now we got two options. Either A, we could try to replicate that with this pole, or even B, I can get out my regular spinning rod and throw down here and see if winding it back will produce a bite. Because it could not be the color at all, it could just be the presentation. And that's just one of the things about any kind of fishing, is if you don't have what, you know, it's going to key them to bite, it obviously, you know, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to get on a bite. It doesn't matter what color, what jig. You could have every jig in the world in your boat, but if you're not giving the fish the presentation that they want, then you're not going to catch them. So I'm going to let out a little bit more line, just so it has more room to pendulum back to the boat. We'll see if that produces a bite in about 2 or 3 casts, and I'm going to pick up my regular rod, and I think I'm going to put a Crappie Man Green minnow on it and actually fire it out there and try to catch one like that. There he is, right there. So what I said, you figure out the bite, you can get him. Ooh, that's an old blackie right there. He getting ready to push up. Look how dark that fish is. Nice one, nice one, nice one. And again, on that little ghost color. Ain't nothing special about that jig. That jig's got air in it, everything. It's just something I made for myself last night before I left the shop. That's a nice one. He's turning black, so we're catching male fish here. So later on today, I don't know if it'll be in this video, I'm actually gonna go down this row of docks and fish some laydowns. But right now the water temp's 56, so I'm trying to wait on the sun to get up before I do that. So just that little bit of information, guys, just keyed me in on what we should be doing. Turn the camera down just a little bit so y'all can see a little bit better. Like, I'm not even really using the Livescope. I've got my reel locked down. I know I'm at the depth that got bit. I just got a bite right there. And now I can make repeated casts because I got my reel locked down. I'm at the depth I got bit, and I should be able to pick up a couple more. You know, we figured out what presentation they wanted. We figured out how they're going to react. We got a color that they're kind of keyed in on, and now we just repeat the process until it stops working. And that's when you switch it up. You know, how many casts am I going to give it? I don't know. I'll give it about 5 minutes, and if it stops working, it stops working. But he didn't want it moved. He didn't want it jerked. It was just a straight pendulum back, and he thumped it. I can see my jig on the scope right now. It's going by a couple fish. They really didn't react to it. So I mean, honestly, with crappie fishing, you gotta think too. I mean, one fish might be a dumb fish, but a couple fish is a pattern. So here's another one. Oh, that's a nice one. Another one on that ghost minnow. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it. Another nice chunky one. And again, I repeated the process. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Like, you know, I'm not changing jigs. I don't even have to fix my jig, but you know, that's just because of the stuff we make and using the jig heads we make. Sometimes you do have to fix it, but most of the time you don't. And I've got this 8-foot fly rod. I mean, this rod probably cost like 20 bucks. The reel cost 90 cents at Walmart. It was on sale in the clearance aisle because nobody buys them. But I absolutely love a strip reel because I can lock my line down. So now, I mean, we are literally just repeating the process of how we got bit. So I mean, honestly, we are getting bit. I can see my jig is right here at 12 foot. You know, most of the fish are 8 to 14 foot. So honestly, without even trying to do it, we're in the perfect strike zone. And I mean, right now in my brain, I need to recast, but I see a fish next to it, and I kind of want to just hold it there for a second, just to see if he'll bite. He's looking at it. Get it, buddy. See, he's right there next to my jig. I'd show you more, but I'd move the rod too much and probably scare him away. Oh, he's gone. So let's get back over here where we was. We're gonna throw it right down here. Just let it come back to the boat. Yeah, I believe all the fish right here are males. I haven't caught any with big bellies yet, and I mean, I'm sure some fish have already spawned, but they should still be some big females out here. Somewhere in this channel we will find them today. Maybe not this video, but the next video. So we're going to repeat that process. The boat's getting a little off the mark, but that's all right. That's one thing I love about being back in my own boat. I can come out here, turn the camera on, and make these one-shot things. Because I mean, sometimes it takes a while to find the fish, but once you get into a groove of it, it makes a really nice video, so I can show you exactly what I'm doing and prove that it works. And I'm not doing nothing fancy. I'm not using any fancy gear. The whole setup probably costs 25 bucks. I mean, except the Livescope, but you don't need Livescope to do what I'm doing. You could have easily fished the same bridge I'm fishing now and found these fish. Livescope just takes the time out of it, and as a content creator, it works out. I mean, y'all don't have to sit here and wait for me to find fish, or, you know, there's plenty of days I go out, I don't even catch a fish with Livescope that y'all don't see. Especially before Livescope. The goal of the day is to catch fish off the bank. So, hopefully I can get that video out to y'all this coming week. But I knew real early in the morning, you know, before it got real hot, I could come out here and probably pull about 5 off this bridge. Because I can't go too far. Oh, that was a good one right there. I jerked too soon. But I can't go too far because all I have is the trolling motor. I mean, I can go pretty good ways. I got a paddle, but paddling a bug buster isn't the funnest thing in the world to do. Alright. Let's see if we can get one more. Seems like most of the fish are like between this column right here. So I'm gonna stick my pole out so it drops far enough, and then I'm gonna bring it back. I should be going straight through them. There he is. Caught it like a book. Yes sir, that's a good one. In here, buddy. And the line I'm using is 6-pound Vicious high vis. Another nice one. Got a little beat up on the side, but I'm not worried about that. He gonna be beat up in that cornmeal and flour mix. Boy, I tell you, those dang hooks we make are just so sharp. Another nice one. See, that's a little thick boy. That might be a little female. Yeah, if you see the gut on it, that's a female. So we've caught mostly males today, but that one's actually a female. Still on that little brown jig. We ain't changed it yet. I mean, this jig is far from perfect. It's flat. Hey, that might be why they biting it. You know, bass like them little flat-sided crankbaits. I don't know. But now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna repeat the process. I don't know how many times I've said that in this video, but let's repeat the process. We're gonna throw it right where we did. We're gonna stick our rod out so the jig gets down there, and then we're gonna bring it back so it pendulums back to the boat. No bites there. Was coming off the hook. All right, now we're back for action. Stick it out there and bring it back. And right now the boat is actually being pushed because I hit the pillar. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. See if we can pick one up doing that. I mean, I can see my jig right now. My jig is right here in the strike zone. So we're coming through a couple fish. We'll come through, then I'll position the boat back up. But we could pick one off right here. Be fine. So I believe after this cast, we're gonna change it up just a hair. Oh man, I missed him. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wind in about a foot of line. All right, we're gonna fix our jig because we had a fish knock it. Because what I was seeing is I was just a little bit too deep. They've moved just a little bit. So now, let's go ahead and go in there. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the video, please smash that like button for me. It helps the video out and get out to more people so they can learn how to fish. So now we wound it up just a foot. Oh, did y'all see him on the end of my rod? That one didn't feel too big, so it's okay that we didn't catch him. All right, just gonna toss it out there and let it come back. I mean, I'm not doing nothing but waiting on a bite. Let's That's all we're doing here, folks. Listening to the birds. It's a beautiful day. The wind's not supposed to get up, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to get out here today. Because even without a motor, as long as the wind ain't blowing, I mean, I'm pretty good to go about moving around this little area right here. I have come out here in my brother's John boat a couple of years ago, and the trolling motor actually died, and I had to paddle against the wind. And let me tell y'all, that was no fun. So yeah, checking my jig now. I mean, it's just perfect. It's about 10.5 foot now is the depth I'm fishing. So see if we can get one more, guys. Just repeating the process. You know, I'm changing it up if I don't get a bite. You know, I might throw in a little tap or a rod poke or something. But for the most part, I'm just throwing it out there and letting the jig do the work. So we might have one coming for it right now. Come on, buddy. Yeah, I know you're hungry. Bite the jig, buddy. Those looks like some dang hee-haws down there. There he is. This one ain't the big one though. Oh, we done got wrapped on my Livescope. Come on, dude. There we go. I mean, he ain't a bad one though. It was a light bite. Light bite. Another chunky one. Oh good. So there you go, guys. Like I said, come to a spot, figure out where you're gonna get bit, lock your reel down, remember to throw, do something that you know that you're gonna be in the zone that you got a bit, and then repeat the cast. I cannot stress that enough. Repeat the cast. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these insane crappie tips. I mean, I lay it out. I don't care if you know where I'm fishing. I'm at Little River Bridge, South Carolina, Lake Murray. Come out here, catch some slabs, tag me in a picture.